What's up, everyone? Welcome to Level 7. It is time for another episode of the Agents of Fandom podcast. I'm your host, TJ Urich, and it doesn't feel like it's been a long enough time since we've talked Daredevil Born Again. It seems like we just had season 1, and I am so thankful that real TV is back. And I don't mean we haven't been getting good TV. We've been getting great TV, but we're getting a season the next year after the last one aired. Real TV is back. We are finally done with these long gaps, and I am very excited to talk some Daredevil Born Again with you all. Joining me today, late night over on the East Coast, I got my guy Jam. How you doing, Jam?
What's up, y'all? I'm good. Yeah, it's late night for me. Around this time, I'm usually winding down. I gotta be up early in the morning. But I was like, man, it's Daredevil. I cannot not be up. That's a double negative, but I gotta stay up for the Devils of Hell Kitchen. So yeah, we're here talking, and I'm excited to be here, as well as here with my guy Trip too, man. First time on the pod.
Grateful to be here, TJ. Nice to meet you again. I mean, real TV is back. That was a perfect way to put it. Just like Jam said, he mentioned it to me today. I forgot it was even today. And I was so surprised it didn't drop at 9 o'clock. I mean, it didn't drop earlier, like we can watch it in the morning. We had to wait for 9 o'clock. Like I was refreshing my browser. So real TV is back. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I love when they give us a nice primetime spot. Like, admittedly, for podcasting, it is nice to just, like, if it comes out in the middle of the night, to be able to go, hey, when's everybody free? Let's pick a time. Anytime works. But there is something special, no matter how much, like, often at late night, I'm like, I don't want to get on a pod. Like, I'm tired. I just want to curl up in bed, play some video games. But there's something special about a primetime episode of television followed by a nice immediate breakdown right after. You're in the mode, you're feeling it. And so I'm looking forward to diving into this with you guys. We are going to be live every single Tuesday night immediately after the episodes end. I uninvited Jam for next week. I told him there's no way in hell you're allowed to podcast with me because there's 2 episodes that drop. And so 11 p.m. Eastern time, too late. You got to wake up early. You got work in the morning. Yeah. I had to go over to our West Coast team. So we got our guy Fat Thor joining us for that one, as well as our friend Tony Paletto of the Love and the Time of Hydra podcast. We should have a ton of fun there. But it's not just Daredevil. Monday, Paradise. Tuesday, Daredevil. Wednesday, Invincible. Thursday, we got the Comic Corner. Plus, you can find my interviews with the cast of Daredevil Born Again, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, up here on YouTube and wherever you get your pods. Same as the creative team, executive producer Sana Amanat and Dario Scardapan. We had some great chats about the series. Check that out now. Make sure you follow the Agents of Fandom on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, and on socials at Agents Fandom on TikTok and Twitter, Agents of Fandom everywhere else. And of course, hit that like button. Help us battle that YouTube algorithm, always trying to bring us down. Help it bump us up. Give us a little thumbs up. It's nice and easy. You just take your mouse, slide it over, give it a little click. If you're a podcast person, hey, make sure you leave us a nice 5-star rating and review. Jam, what you been watching? Before we get into Daredevil Born Again, I'm actually excited to talk about this because I've done 2 podcasts 2 days in a row. We've had 2 editions of What You Watchin', and I actually completely forgot to talk about the 2 new TV shows that I have actually been watching. And so I'm excited to slide that in today. But what you been watching?
Well, we just had our Paradise pod yesterday live. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check that out as well. So heavy into the Paradise. But since I had GalaxyCon this past weekend, as I mentioned yesterday, I've been catching up for the most part between yesterday and today. It's pretty much been all of my anime like Jujutsu Kaisen, Sentenced to Be a Hero, Fire Force, My Hero Academia, Vigilantes. Pretty much just catching up on those. I caught up on Monarch Legacy of Monsters latest episode as well. Trying to think. We talked about Project Hail Mary already. That's just a great movie. Highly recommend everybody to go see. I'm trying to think. I think there was one other thing. I would have to pull up the list. I'm Still, I will say what I haven't watched though, and I'm dying to watch, but I haven't had the actual 3 hours to do it. And tomorrow will make it now 4 hours, and that is Invincible season 4. I you know me, I love Invincible, but because I'm trying to catch up on all things, reading comics, shows, some Netflix movies like War Machine with Alan Richardson that I haven't seen. Like, there's just so
Shout out
much.
Alan Richardson beating up bigots in his free time. Just some great marketing for the next season of Reacher.
I'm so surprised you brought that up. You're a goat. Yeah, it's just so much stuff I'm trying to catch up on. So what I have caught up on is pretty much my anime and some like kind of shows that are ongoing right now.
Trippy, how about you? This is fun. I love having a new guest and asking what they've been watching because I have no idea. Like, I kind of knew what Jam was going to say. We talk all the time. I have no idea what you're going to say. It's exciting.
I'm going to fully throw a wrench in most of that because I'm watching really classic stuff. Right now, I have been heavy on The Sopranos. This is my adult rewatch of The Sopranos. I'm on season 3. I have never related to Tony Soprano more in my life, I think, on so many levels. But I'm really doing an HBO classic rewatch where I'm going through The Sopranos and The Wire. Then I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones because I never actually watched Game of Thrones. So this will be me actually my debut of Game of Thrones. I'm actually going to start from a side show. A friend of mine, shout out my manager and my brother Riley. He was telling me about a comedy-esque Game of Thrones show that came out. It was like 30-minute episodes, and he says it's like kind of the easiest.
You can start with it. You can watch that before you've seen anything else.
So I'm gonna start with that. Then I'm gonna start my Thrones thing and see what the hype is about. Other than that, I've been like Jam said, I've been catching up on just older comic cartoons. So like rewatching the old Spider-Man, rewatching Kevin Conroy Batman, and I threw some Dexter's Laboratory in there. But that's really what I've been watching.
I can't wait till like all the shows that they announced coming to Tubi actually hit Tubi like slowly. I can't wait to tap into some Show and Showdown, some Jackie Chan adventures, something like that. Like, I'm so excited to dive back into some of those shows. I just went through the similar Thrones journey that you did. Like, I'd never seen Thrones before. I was super sick. There's only like 2 or 3 episodes of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms out, but I heard great things and I had screeners for it. So I decided, like, hey, I'm sick in bed. Screw it. It's a prequel. I'm going to watch this first. I watched the 6 episodes just like back to back. Incredible stuff. And then I said I was still sick. I had nothing to do. I was like, screw it. Thrones time. What else am I going to do? I got the bug. Let's finally do it. And I had also just been listening to A Night of the Seven Kingdoms podcast. And I got like a major thing in Thrones that gets revealed in like the last season spoiled for me. And so I was like, screw it. No more spoilers. Like, no, I'm not catching anything else. I'm binging this whole thing. I watched the whole series in like 2.5, 3 weeks. Like, I just really
he was a madman.
Like, I just went deep into it. I watched House of the Dragon immediately after and just dove in. I have gotten back on my industry train. I have 2 episodes left of the season 4, and then I will be all caught up to the present. And then I've been watching a couple other shows, one on Crave, our version of HBO Max in Canada, and then another on Prime Video, Rooster. It's the new series from writer Bill Lawrence from Ted Lasso and plenty of amazing other things, as well as Steve Carell starring in it. It's got a really strong cast. It's really funny. And then the other one is Jury Duty Presents Company Retreat. It's like the 2nd season of Jury Duty, but it's not actually a jury in a fake trial because they couldn't do the same thing twice. Very funny show. Enjoying the season 2 a lot so far. Not story-wise, I don't like it, I think, as much as the first season so far, but there are just as many laugh out loud moments. Really great stuff. Check it out if you have not done so already, but we are not here to talk about Jury Duty, Rooster, anything like that. We're here to talk about Daredevil Born Again. The Man Without Fear has returned to our lives. You can find my review, full 8 episodes, spoiler-free, up on agentsofFandom.com. I thought, we'll keep it spoiler-free for now, just in case anybody's hanging out with us, haven't seen the episode yet. Spoiler-free reactions before we do our deep dive. I thought this was a very good debut episode. I did think this episode and then the next two as well, it's kind of a slower, not even slow, because I feel like the pace is fast. We just aren't really going anywhere yet. Like it's a fast paced kind of spinning in place type of thing. I don't think that's bad. Like if you look at the Netflix seasons, they all start slow. Season 2, I think, picks up a little faster, but they all start slow and then they really get going. I think you feel it a little bit more in this season just because it's only 8 episodes as opposed to a 12, 13, whatever the Netflix ones were. But man, buckle up, stay tuned, because the back half of this series, episodes 4 through 8, genuinely, I think is like the best stretch of Daredevil I have ever watched. And so I can't wait for people to see this season. Chippy, what'd you think? Give me your spoiler-free reaction to episode 1.
I halfway agree with you. I think I don't think it moves slow. I think it actually touched on so many things, but just very, very lightly. Like it was for me a roller coaster of, oh yeah, you forgot about this plot line. Oh yeah, okay. And we're gonna drop a little inkling in this plot line. And we're gonna do that. And it I could see how it could be perceived as slow because they're not giving you much. But for me, it's a episode 1. Towards the end, they do give you a lot. And I felt as though for me, they hit so far MCU Born Again Daredevil, they've hit the nail 2 for 2 with the episode 1s of making me think, okay, what is gonna happen this season? Like they set it all up for me.
They really have nailed it twice with episode 1s. And then the exciting part is, like last season, we had all the production issues, the changes of the creative teams. We were going to be mixing in episodes from old creative teams with it. This season, it's one cohesive story. It's one cohesive story, start to finish, that just keeps building till it boils over. Jam, what do you think about episode 1?
I kind of agree with both of you guys, just in like different things. Like for me, I don't know if I feel like it was slow. I kind of feel like what Trippy was saying was how there's just a lot of a lot of plot lines, but they're like not in depth. It's just like kind of glossing over it, little sprinkle, yeah. But for me, I think I'm agreeing with you only, TJ, because although they're not slow, I do feel like I'm not as invested as many of the plot lines as I am like certain ones like overarching, right? Like I feel like the way season 1 ended, getting to season 2's like intro, it feels just like a lot of exposition, a lot of like this is what we've been up to in the year. Like, and although I'm not opposed to that because that is kind of like cable television like that we love, you hit it and you kind of really made it a point, TJ, that when you only have 8 episodes, do I really need a full episode of that? And so like that's kind of like the only thing. But I think it was a strong first episode overall though. I think it hit a lot, like to Trippy's point, it hit a lot of different things. I just don't know if I care personally about all of those things. You know what I mean? Like,
It's full spoiler warning for Daredevil Born Again season 2, episode 1. We're diving into it now. I will say my thought process when I was watching this is I don't think anything from it was bad, but my expectations had to be adjusted. I enjoyed it more on the second watch because the way season 1 ended made me think like they're putting together a team. It's fight time. Like we are going to war against Fisk. And it kind of is like resetting that up now. It's kind of like that back to the start of like, hey, Matt and Karen are on the run. They're on their own. Matt can't live his normal life. He's just out here being Daredevil and hiding. I had kind of thought were there already. It kind of felt like it was you could pick up this season without having actually watched season 1, but still, I was like, I'll kind of keep harping on it without spoiling anything. The setup is worth it. The setup is absolutely worth it as long as we stay on for the ride. Let's talk about Matt and Karen first, because we saw, them kissing in the trailer. We didn't know if that was going to be a flashback or if that was going to be present day. We find out pretty immediately they're on the run together. Like this is a dynamic duo. Karen's been training and we get to see her fully being a badass and we get to see them as a couple. Jam, are you shipping Matt and Karen admittedly, I've always been a little bit of a Karen and Frank guy.
Yeah, I'm a little bit with you on that. I'm more of a Karen and Frank guy. I feel like I just and especially in the comics, Daredevil's with Elektra and they're both Daredevil now at this point. Like, and it's kind of been that way for a while. Well, they just got back together recently, but overall, it's just she's been Daredevil for like a while now. So I don't know. I'm not a comic purist either, and respectfully, Daredevil or Matt Murdock and Karen in the MCU now is kind of strong. Like they're pretty great characters. You know what I mean? Like they
Here's
are
the
really
thing,
good
too. Matt
characters.
has such good chemistry with everybody that
With
whoever you see him with, it's like, damn, okay,
he's such a
I'm in.
whore. He's
This is
such a
hot.
whore. He's such a whore, bro. He's such a whore. But like respectfully, no, I'm with you though. I'm more of a Matt and excuse me, Karen and Frank. But something that you said that really like got to me was I agree. Like I said earlier, I agree with the way the season 1 ended and it kind of goes into season 2. It feels like not that they had an army per se to me, but it felt like that they built a network out. And you kind of see that in this episode, right? Like it's a little bit like she goes and she passes the note to the guy or whatever, like the information. Like they built out this network and they, like you mentioned, they are on the run together. But I don't know how that turns out at the end. Like that's like my fear when it's just when Matt is happy. It's kind of like a Spider-Man situation, right? Like when these two characters are happy, it's like everything can just go wrong.
You never think it's gonna last. It's just
Ever.
you always know it's coming crumbling down. Chip, what about you? Are you feeling Matt and Karen or not so much?
At first, I didn't know how to feel about it, just off the strength of, it's the love triangle, and I am currently in the '70s run of the Daredevils, so just the love triangle plus the lawyer, like them having the law firm. I don't think they seemed upset enough about the loss of Foggy. I felt like they were more in love with each other, and I kind of got the vibes of Foggy's out of the way now, which kind of was weird to me. Until the end, which we won't spoil yet, but until the end where Matt has that flashback to Foggy, and I'm like, okay, maybe instead of I'm happy Foggy's out the way, it's more of this is a trauma bond relationship. So with that in context, I'm not as weirded out about it. But again, I'm kind of with Jam with the Frank and Karen thing because it just kind of seems a little weird. It just kind of seemed like a little weird. The love triangle ending in Foggy's death seemed a little weird for me to get the couple together. It's just I wasn't really for that, but we'll see.
What do you guys think of the New York that we see in this episode? Because it hit, I feel like, this was written a year ago, started filming a year ago, but it feels like it relates real hard to the ICE raids we're seeing across the United States right now. And hey, these people are being disappeared. They're being taken, they're being thrown in the back of the van. We have no idea where they are. We have no idea where they're going. Jam, did you feel it like it was a little too on the nose or it hit just right in Kingpin's New York? No, you're muted.
I'm over here
Live
muted,
show.
man. Look,
Live show.
live show, and I'm over here muted. Man, I apologize, everybody. I loved it because I feel like a lot of television is doing that a lot lately, and I think it's really important. Cross season 2 just did something. I mean, not even on the nose, but it was blatant in your face. There's just a lot. I feel like I could name a bunch, but that was just the one that came to my mind really quickly. There's a lot of television that's doing that right now, and I think Daredevil did it subtly while still existing in the MCU. And I think like New York looks different than it does in Spider-Man or than it does in Avengers, and it does and I like it. Like I feel like I like this. Like I like the way New York feels and looks in Daredevil Born Again. It just feels different, and it also feels very different from the Netflix series as well, like from the Netflix version. Even though it's it's the same, it's the continuation.
Speaking of our guy, Foggy, it's too foggy in this damn New York. I feel like I'm always looking through smoke in these first couple episodes.
That grayscale, man.
There was two things visually that bothered me in this episode. One of them is just like I kind of feel like we're like, especially when they're on the what's the boat called? It's the episode title. I always want to call it the Lemurian Star.
Northern Star.
Northern Star, thank you. I always want to call it the Lemurian Star, the one from Captain America Winter Soldier. But like even when we're on that and he's fighting, they do this kind of like they were doing this shaky cams kind of fighting style. And that's just like a personal pet peeve of mine that I hate it. I can't stand that type of camera work. I've tried watching the Jason Bourne franchise. Can't do it because that movie is just shaky cam the whole time. This guy's running, this guy's fighting, and the whole time the cam is just like, and I can't do it.
Ooh,
and
TJ,
so those are like my two visual qualms of the episode. But I'm with you, like the vibe that they're giving New York, it's hitting hard. It's hitting hard and it's working for me. What do you think, Trippy?
And I if we're nitpicking, I want to piggyback off a nitpick because on the Northern Star, there was a scene where they just went straight to the flashing red lights, right? And I just felt like, wow, this is so overused. Like if I predicted this episode before I watched it, I would have called the red flashing light scene in the dark of Daredevil's face. Like, so I get what you mean in that regard.
I want to add on to that nitpick. Look, we're all just in a triangle here of nitpicks because to add on to that specific scene, then they did that cheesy moment where it shows up on his chest and it's the double D's on the. I was like, dude, come on.
I fucking loved it. I loved it.
I did love it, but it was court, and I called it, and it's funny that Trippy said that because in the moment I was like, I fucking love this. But this is cheesy as hell. It was one of those like campy moments from comics that you just kind of like love, and it works in live action, but it's kind of like I had to put on my comic like for fan brain for that moment, opposed to like how me and I'll put over here. I guess in our group chat today, I was in my directorial criticism with TJ over here about my Spider-Man issue.
We were flaming jam. We were flaming jam in the group chat today. He called Iron Man 2 better than Iron Man 1.
No. I like Iron Man 2 better than 1.
Spider-Man Far From Home was a garbage juice movie. He said Captain America Winter Soldier was overrated and it's barely a top 5 solo movie in the
No. I said it was top 5. I just said it was over. I don't think it's number 1. I think it's overrated. I said I think it's top 5. I just don't think it's number 1 that people put it at.
Some of the Spider-Man chat made it over to the Wakandan Council. I was giving them a hard time about the Spider-Man comment. I was like, are you crazy? Spider-Man?
Carlos in chat says he's usually I see what he did there. He says I'm usually a fantasy and double.
That's good.
You're right, Jam.
I love the suit, by the way. I do love the suit.
I do love the suit.
It looks sick though. I thought it looked really sick, and I liked it from the sense that like it felt like Matt saying to Kingpin, "It's me, motherfucker. Like I did this. Look at my chest. This is me." That's kind of how I took it, and it made me really like it. Trippy, what do you think of the action in this episode, starting on the Northern Star and kind of carrying through? Obviously, we'll talk about the big scene at the end on its own, but there is like, I love the amount of action in this episode, but I feel like only half of it hit for me. Like when they were going shaky cam, when they were going dark rooms, I didn't love it. But starting the episode off with kind of that race against the clock, he's got to get in, he's got to get out, figure out what's going on. Like that hit for me.
Yeah, I think the action in the episode was incredible. I loved how many fight scenes there were for just one episode to me. I felt like they always kind of hit the length of the fight scenes. They know how to keep you engaged no matter what. I love the Billy Club action. I feel like maybe the Netflix didn't really use the Billy Club as much when he was fighting. So I just love the comic actually accurate fighting of Daredevil to me because he is one of my favorite heroes. But yeah, that incredible. I could have saw a couple new moves. Maybe he could have threw someone through a wall a little bit more aggressive, but I feel like, his aggression is going to build up. Even with that last fight, I think that after that last fight, he's going to be even more focused because the one thing about Matt is he learns from his mistakes. He's very emotional, but he learns from his mistakes very fast. So I can't wait to see his next fight after this last one.
I love how they do just like straight up, like, hey, he's back. He's yelling. He's mad. That just felt like the introduction to a new season is like Matt's beating somebody up and yelling in the air. We're back. Jam, what do you think of the action in this episode?
Oh, I thought it was awesome. I mean, he's super brutal with the fact that we got that like immediate bone break, like through the skin, like the protrusion through the skin. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Trippy said something and I lost it, but it was something that Trippy said and I wanted to add on to it, and I completely lost it. But it was
how he might fight afterwards. The emotion.
No, it was something early. It was something early you said, but it's all good. What I will say is, I think I want to see. Oh, you brought up a great point. That's what it was. You brought up a really great point about the Billy Club action, like the sticks, right? I feel like that's something I don't think a lot of people thought about, because when it came to the Netflix series, we were so focused on, I think, coming to at Disney, the lack of acrobatics, right? Like we were so happy to get more acrobatics when it came to She-Hulk, when it came to his last season, that I don't think a lot of people even really focused on the Billy Club action, like, right? Like I don't think people cared about the sticks as much. So that's a good point, and it makes me appreciate the sticks a little bit more too, because we did get a lot of that in this episode, and I think we got a lot of that last season too. Now that I think about it, you know what I mean? Like,
but last season he was swinging with it. It wasn't I don't like seeing him.
It was with the wire at the end. I like that though. I personally like that though.
I always have a soft spot for that, just because my introduction to Daredevil, the first time I had ever met the character, was Spider-Man the Animated Series, when he shows up and it's like Peter Parker gets framed, Daredevil and Spider-Man swinging through the city. I'm in. Like, it's kind of like, I get it. This is just a dude with a retractable stick. His abilities don't make him stronger. You know what I mean? He's fit, but like, still, there's something a little off about this. I don't care. I don't give a damn. I'm in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any other, before we talk about the ending to this episode, I kind of feel like we're breezing through it pretty quick, but there wasn't like, there's not, I feel like, a ton to break down in this first one. It's just like action.
Oh, no.
A big ending. But
I feel
things, oh, sorry.
The Fontaine name drop.
That's crazy, because I was
huge.
just about to say that.
That to me, that takes it level up to and yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting, TJ.
No, you're good.
That takes it to the level up of, now I'm interested in if this leads into Brand New Day. Just because, like, you know, with the Marvel Television separate like things going on where they're making subgroups of things and focusing on the movies kind of separate now. I don't know. I loved Wonder Man, but I don't know if that's going to tie into anything major, right? With this, the second they said Fontaine to me, that makes it something major. Like, we're going to see these players in something upcoming.
It's like both to me. It makes me feel like it's a big connection. Like, you guys know my theory. I put my theory out there for a while, and I'll drop it here later in the chat before we head out. But my theory is the Spider-Man Devil's Reign. They're going to combine that Devil's Reign run from Daredevil and just make it a big Spider-Man movie, because why the hell not? It's Spider-Man. You get your biggest money by putting Daredevil and the Defenders in a Spider-Man movie, right? It is what it is. But when I heard Fontaine, my thought process was like, oh, boom, this is the setup. This is the setup to, we go on Daredevil Born Again season 2 finale, straight to the Punisher special presentation, which is titled One Last Kill. We just got announced today. And then we're going right into Brand New Day. I'm like, this is just setting up Born Again season 3. And then another Spider-Man movie. And that's fine, because people just want grounded Spider-Man movies, right? This is the time to do that.
What's going to happen in Born Again season 3? The idea of that is so fascinating, because it's not going to come out till after Doomsday. So it's like, what is Doomsday going to fuck up prior to, like, maybe Daredevil Born Again season 3 will be set before Doomsday, or maybe there's all kind of chaos.
What
and
if it's on
calamity
Battle
and-
World?
and season 3 is on Battle World, or season 3 is in the middle of an incursion. Like, who the hell knows? But that is fascinating to think about. The Val stuff really had me questioning, and this was hard because I remember before my interviews with, like, for the season, I was dropping in our group chat some of my questions, and like Jam, Sean, Damon in the group chat, you guys were saying, like, I don't think you should ask a question about potential MCU connections. Like, they've outright stated this isn't going to be connecting to anything else. And I didn't know how to argue with you guys without spoiling, so I just dropped it. I was like, but never mind. Okay, I'm just not going to talk about it.
Now look at us. Look at us.
But I'm sitting here wondering, like, so they have said Thunderbolts happens before Spider-Man Brand New Day. Spider-Man Brand New Day is like right after Thunderbolts. But we don't know for sure when Daredevil is. We know Daredevil's, we think, before the Punisher feature, but Punisher feature special presentation technically could have been from before, and it's why he's not in those cages. It technically could be at the exact same time. We don't really know. We know Punisher will lead into Spider-Man. I don't know that this is set after Thunderbolts. I kind of think it could be before. Just the way they dropped that Val name drop. We know they said Langley. We know that this is CIA. We know she is still the head of the CIA at this point, which we don't know if she is or not after Thunderbolts. She was in the middle of getting impeached. Then she announced the New Avengers. And so we don't know if she held on to her position after that. And so if she is the head of the CIA, to me, it's either before Thunderbolts, or if it's after, that means the New Avengers are already formed. And I really feel like they would have something to say about this anti-vigilante task force that Fisk is throwing out there right now. But that also makes me wonder, going galaxy brain here, maybe there's a little bit more to why Sam is pissed at Bucky. I'm going to the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. Maybe there is a little bit more to why Sam is pissed off at Bucky in the New Avengers, more than just copyright. More than just the name. Maybe he's pissed off because there's martial law and people getting disappeared all over New York, and they're getting Kingpin's being backed by Val, which we find out in this episode. Maybe he's pissed off because they're not doing anything about it. And it's like, look, you can't be the Avengers and turn a blind eye to this. And Bucky's saying, my hands are tied. Val's the head of the CIA. What do you want me to do? I feel like that could actually be a source of tension between them.
So it's, first off, I love being in this state of the MCU. This is like where the big brain starts going, and you just start trying to theorize and come up with concepts and ideas, and it's just so fun. It's a fun time to discuss things like this. I love that. And I also wanted to add, like, but I think Val is still in power, because in Thunderbolts, Bucky says, like, he got all of this stuff or whatever from Val.
It's just the way it ends with Yelena being like, we own you now, Val. It just makes me think like they wouldn't be letting this shit fly.
Well, I would, as far as having the problem with the vigilante part, my only pushback could be the New Avengers aren't considered vigilantes.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah,
I get why they're not being persecuted, but to me, they would take issue and fight.
But would they? Would they?
I was about to say, technically not really though, because Sam and Bucky
would.
I feel like Sam would.
Maybe that's why Sam's pissed.
But hold on. But to be fair, the vigilante thing is a little iffy because they don't have any ties to anybody that's in New York that's a vigilante. And they actually have had issues with Spider-Man. Like, they actually fought against Spider-Man. Yes, they know he was an Avenger and he helped save the world at the end of Endgame with Tony and stuff. But they don't really remember him as Peter Parker. So it could be like, well, now the mayor of New York is saying he's a vigilante, and Bucky could just be like, oh yeah, I remember that bug guy. He was a problem. You know what I mean? Like, so it could be like they don't.
Whereas Sam might be straight up telling him like, look, this can't fly in the city you guys operate out of. Your tower is right here. You can't be allowing the Kingpin, the literal Kingpin of crime to run your city.
Yeah, I feel like
Feels like it could be a little mini Civil War situation there.
that's what I think. That's what I'm saying. I think Devil's Reign arc is gonna include. I mean, I said that in my theory that I put out on the socials. I think the if it's a Spider-Man Devil's Reign arc, you throw the Defenders in there, you add other characters like Cap, because that was like a whole event, like a street level event. But Sam was in there. Well, Steve Rogers was in there, but Cap was in there. So I feel like throw Sam in there, and it's just the whole. And that's why I'm saying I like adding on to your theory about that could be the tension between a little bit more of the tension. Because what else is they gonna? It can't just be
They're not
something
gonna
petty
fall out
that
over a copyright.
over a copyright thing. Like it can't just be something simple like that. It has to be other little things too. Like well, not little things, but it has to be other things. So I like that.
That's the other thing that gives me pause is like Yelena, Bucky, and Red Guardian. They're gonna know a fascist dictatorship taking over. They know what that looks like. Bucky's whole life was fighting against that. So it feels a little off that they'd be like, it's happening. Nothing we can do.
That's
but
true.
Again, maybe it's before it. Maybe it's after it and their hands are tied in some capacity. I don't know, but I'm excited to find out sometime in the future here, see how Spider-Man Brand New Day reacts to these outcomes and things like that. The other thing I wanted to ask you guys about is there's a couple things throughout this episode. Like we get a little bit of the stuff with his lawyer friend and how she's seeing how the DA is just like so ultimately corrupt at this point. We get a little bit of some BB Urich back in this one. What did you guys think of kind of like the way they portrayed these dueling video podcasts that are kind of going about New York right now? Trippy, what do you think?
Oh man, it's kind of surreal as a musical artist. Right now, so much of being a modern day musical artist is social media and like social engaging, and it's a new strategy that a lot of artists are doing are having about 3 different Instagrams, their main Instagram, a fan page, and then a hate account, where they use this hate account to comment hate on their posts or posts that support them. And it reminded, as soon as I was watching it with my brain, I was like, I know exactly what she's doing. I see exactly what she's doing. And for her to then turn it around with, because I love the whole, oh, New York is amazing now. Thank you, Wilson Mayor Fisk. Like when Jan was saying, I like this New York. I was in my head, I was just saying, thank Mayor Fisk. Thank Mayor Fisk. This is Mayor Fisk, New York, right? So I love how she's positioning herself to be like, I don't want to use any real world examples, but how in the real world political climate, there were a lot of streamers that were in political places, right? She's right there next to the mayor, giving him the youth, giving him the live streams, making him look good to a demo he would never look good to, who questioned politicians more than anything. And then in the same hand, being his biggest critique. It's like a camouflage, a cloak of, it's amazing to me.
You think for sure the person behind the mask is BB?
I don't know if the person behind the mask is BB, but I believe the production is BB.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. What do you think, Jam?
Yeah, I'm kind of on with Trippy. At first, I thought it was like, because I mean, I thought it was what's his name, what is he, the junior deputy or something like that?
Deputy mayor. Why do I forget his name?
You
I know exactly what you're talking about. Michael, the actor. I don't remember the character name.
Yeah, but I thought it was him for a minute, and then yeah, I'm with Trippy. It feels more like it's BB, and she's putting on that duel, it's kind of like the Trojan horse type situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in here to get and then I'm gonna wreak havoc, and so I'm with it. And I just love that they're kind of keeping, because I mean, in the comics, Ben Urich is really important, and so it's kind of just like they're keeping him alive in this essence. And I love that she had that moment with Karen as well, so it was like a whole nice like thing, full circle, I feel like. And I'm pretty sure she's all throughout the whole season in the same, like we'll probably still get those moments like Trippy's talking about, like with the, I don't know if it's a pod, it's more like a I don't want to say like a virtual, like a video newsletter, because it's not the
Yeah.
news, right? But
It's
it's
like
kind of like,
GGN, you know? It's like GGN or like Snoop Dogg, he used to do a live news show or Channel 5 or there's plenty of people who they focus on doing news. That's their
yeah,
content.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Internet news.
Internet news. That's really,
Yeah.
yeah.
We see Matt kind of pushing Cherry as like, hey, you're one of the only ones I can count on. You know what's up, and you know who I am. And we see at the end of this episode, the ATVF, Anti-Vigilante Task Force, AVTF.
VTF.
They break into Cherry's house. They say they don't need a warrant. They start beating him up, and Matt comes in, saves the day. But Cherry starts having a heart attack. Matt immediately he hears the heart rate increase. He gets PTSD to when he heard Foggy's heart rate stop. He is not ready to lose another friend. He gets smacked in the face, and bam! Mask gets taken off. Before we even go any further, what was going through both of your heads when you see that mask get taken off? Because for me, I'm going, oh shit, is this a whole season where New York knows he's Matt Murdock? That was like, before we get, another big entrance from another character. Trippy, I'll go you first. Like, I'm thinking like, oh shit, are we doing that?
I was losing my mind. I was thinking that the second, I know Cherry knew, but I was thinking that the second Cherry saw it, it was going to induce his heart attack. It was inducing mine. I was already having plot lines of there's no way they're going to make it a mass blast of who it is. It's going to slowly leak through the AVTF to the police department, to the blogs. It's going to be whispers that they know who it is. And then, oh yeah, it makes sense why he's missing. And then Matt is going to be like torn between having to go back out in the public. I was plot lines deep into this whole unmasked.
I wrote 3 different versions of the season in the span of 3 seconds.
Absolutely. I was like, oh my. And then, of course, yeah, what happens. But yeah, in that 2 seconds, it felt like a lifetime.
Jam, what'd you think?
I can't believe that because I didn't feel that way at all, y'all. I literally was already under the impression that most of the AVTF knew who he was because Fisk knew who he was. So I know
No,
that
he
the
hasn't
whole
told anybody.
I know, and I was about to say that's because the whole thing in season, what is it, season 3 or is that season 2? I Beat You, whichever season from Netflix that is. I think that's
3,
right? It's
Yeah.
3, right? I was cool with that. Like I was, but so I thought he basically told at least like that's his vigilante task force. So I was kind of just surprised when that happened and they didn't know who it was and they were like, oh shit, it's Matt Murdock. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't know. So I didn't even put like when y'all are having these moments of like, oh, how is this gonna play out? My mind was just like, oh, they didn't know. Like that's how I was like, oh, they didn't know. Oh, okay.
One question for you. Do you honestly think Wilson Fisk would admit that his biggest adversary is a blind lawyer to his followers?
I feel like yes, but hold on. No, well, no. Wilson Fisk wouldn't, but I feel like he would definitely put it out there, not to his followers, but to the masses, that Matt Murdock is Daredevil. I feel like that's the only thing is nobody's gonna believe him. That's
it feels
his
like
followers are too close to him.
Like if his back's against the wall, he has no other choices. That's the thing he has.
Well, because he's played the card of revealing that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. Like for real, he's done that
In comics.
So yeah, I think he do it in the 90s cartoon also.
I believe so. Yeah, he definitely did it to me in the cartoon. But to me,
I didn't know in the cartoon. So what happened was Peter Parker saved his life. Peter Parker pushed him out of the way and saved his life when he was taking pictures. Green Goblin tries to kill Kingpin. Peter pushes him out of the way because his spidey sense goes off. And then Kingpin and Richard Fisk, his son, kind of take Peter on as a little protege. And then they ultimately frame him and try and kill him, all without knowing that he's Spider-Man.
Wait,
And
wait,
that's
wait,
when
wait.
Daredevil comes in and saves him.
This is the '90s cartoon.
Yeah,
I swear,
bro,
I
I
don't
got
remember.
that shit locked up. I got
Yeah,
that. That is
he's
like it's
got a
still
lot.
trapped in my
He's got
memory.
a lot.
I can tell you the plot of every single episode.
To me, I just think it would look more of a weakness for him to admit that Matt Murdock would be Daredevil, because he's too much of a problem for someone who's supposed to be too powerful. To blast it to the masses, yes, but his followers, if they get wind
No,
of
no, that's
that, to me,
fair.
that
That's
would show
fair. That's fair.
weakness.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what is one of my favorite Daredevil related lines in any show we've ever gotten him in? Say what you will about Defenders, it has so many problems. They ran out of budget. They decided to center the story around their worst character, many, many flaws. But I love the point when the Hand is getting together and they're like explaining all the shit that's happened. And they're like, okay, so we got this girl with super strength. We got this dude who is bulletproof. We got the immortal Iron Fist. Oh shit. The Devil of Hell's Kitchen is with them. They all freak the fuck out when they find out Daredevil is there. They're like, hey, these superpowers, we can handle them. The Devil of Hell's Kitchen is back. We're fucked. It's just like, it's such a cool moment in that situation where it's like, he's him. He is him.
I love that you point that out, because as a kid, when I was coming up with these comic book characters, my favorite ones, the Punisher, Batman, Daredevil, were always the ones without powers. The ones that I could actually feel like I could be one day, right? Because
all I need is some radioactive sludge splashed in my eyes, and I'm Daredevil.
Oh God, y'all are
Oh
insane. I feel like one thing I really liked about this episode also was that it shows you that Daredevil was him. Like people was while he's doing all like on missions, people are like, "Is that the Devils of Hell's Kitchen? Like, is it the devil? The devil's here." Like it's just that like that extra aura. It almost feels like you know what it feels like? It's kind of like when you're playing Arkham City or Arkham Knight and the goons are like, "Yo, it's the bat." And it's you know that's exactly how it feels when it's Daredevil. It's like, "Yo, the devil's here." Like
100%.
it just feels good.
I think the reason Face doesn't reveals it is I like Stu Pat's point here. It's just like it's the ultimate respect. He wants to beat him. He doesn't want to. He feels like that's cheating. You know what I mean? It would be cheating to reveal who he is. He wants to beat him fair and square. This is a rivalry that has lasted for years. He wants to be the one to come out on top, and he's not gonna. He just feels like that wouldn't actually be a fight if you let it go. You know, it's like that takes away the personal, intimate relationship. The weird, but like truly intimate relationship that the two of these guys have. When it looks like Matt is about to have his identity revealed, we get which I first thought was gunshots, and my first thought was Frank's here saving the day, but no, it was Bullseye.
Wait, what did he kill him with?
Bunch of like
throwing
little
knife.
bunch of little knives. I at first thought it was bullets, but it was a bunch of little knives that he.
I didn't even catch the knives. The only
Was
thing
it
I
a bunch of knives or was it one?
I thought it was like one knife per person.
I thought it was bullets, and he threw the knife at the end of the.
No, he's just that legit. He's just that legit.
Wait, y'all wait. So we seen the knives in their head?
Yeah, you can see like at point people on the ground with just like a knife through their head.
I thought I just seen a hole. I gotta go back and rewatch that scene. That's crazy.
And
that
so,
shows.
Yeah,
I love that skill.
Is Bullseye? He comes in, he saves the day. What are you guys' thoughts to the conclusion of this episode? Bullseye, is Cherry gonna live? Does Matt need another private investigator? We know somebody, Matt. We know somebody. She's got some boots. She's in the trailer. What do you think, Jan?
I don't know, man. We're definitely the way we're getting Jessica Jones right there. Like that's because they need another PI. But the whole like Bullseye helping him thing, I mean, I know the way season 1 ended, but I didn't expect it to go this way, right? Like I don't know what the end goal is there. It kind of almost feels like this is like the only way to get Bullseye into the series is to kind of have him like, but I don't know. You said the rest of the series is so I'm taking your word for now. Look, based off of what TJ is saying, if Spider-Man himself does not pull off at the end at the finale, dog, I'm losing my mind. Now I'm chatting. But yeah, I really don't know what this could mean, man. I don't want to say I'm not excited because it was more intriguing. It was more like it makes my mind like kind of like start doing the fun MCU stuff of like where do we go from here?
What do you think, Jimmy?
I mean, well, you kind of just blew my mind with the Spider-Man thing because I'm not as in the loop. So, but
I didn't tease Spider-Man at all. I teased that it's the best Daredevil episodes ever, and so Jam's thinking like,
if he better be in there, he better be in there.
Just hearing Jam say it, that was my first time even it entering my brain, and I was like, bruh.
I don't think it's really happening though. But if it is,
bro. But as far as Bullseye, right? I was just thinking, Matt, the whole time you were hiding for nothing. You have a guardian angel, and you could have been just outside living your life. You got people who depend. You're a piece of shit, man. Actually, I'm sorry to say it, but you got a knife wielding sharpshooter protecting you like a guardian angel, and you're in here hiding, making out with Karen. So I'm a little upset with you for that. But now you know, so it's
if there's one thing Matt's gonna do, he's gonna fuck.
Yeah,
that's one. Oh my God, She-Hulk, everybody, right?
What happened with She-Hulk, man?
That was a fling, bro. That was a fling.
They live on two opposite sides of the country.
Not fair.
She took him to her family's. Whatever that was, I don't even know what that was.
He was in town. He didn't know anybody else. What else was he gonna do?
Nah, man.
The +1, bro.
Look, and then you hold on. And then you mean to tell me. See, here's where the MCU fun is happening now, right? You mean to tell me that Hulk is a professor potentially at MIT? He in New York, but Daredevil knows his cousin. They link. They know each other.
Hey, we don't know that Bruce knows that Matt's Daredevil though, because they just met Matt Murdock. They didn't meet Daredevil.
Okay, fit.
If it was me, I would be maybe avoiding her cousin. We don't know exactly.
That's fair. That's okay. All right. We don't know how it happened, and you get on the Hulk's bad side.
Come on.
Yo, what if? Hold on. Fun thing here. What if in Spider-Man Brand New Day they're hiding the fact that Daredevil was in it, and the whole reason the Hulk turns into the Hulk is because Daredevil reveals that he smashed Jen, and it makes Bruce mad, and he can't control it.
Bruce would be like, "Hey, these are two consenting adults. They can do whatever you want."
You're right.
My cousin was poking and prodding me until I revealed that Captain America fucks. I know that she fucks. You know what I mean? He knows. He knows. This isn't a secret.
And he has a son now,
which will never ever be addressed ever again.
No, don't say that. What if they address it? What if they address it?
I'm with
Spider-Man Brand New Day.
It's not gonna happen.
He's like, yeah, I got a son.
Oh, I have a son. He lives on another planet. Done.
Easy. Done. It's MCU dialogue. Easy MCU dialogue. He's like, yeah, I can relate. He's like, I can relate to you, Peter. I have a son. You know. Like, my son's about your age. My son's about your age, and he'd be like, "Oh, you have a son?
5 years old, but looks 30."
my son's your age. Oh, you have a son? Yeah, but he lives on another planet. I just wrote the line right there.
You just wrote it. They're writing it now.
they are like, you know what? We got to. Kevin Feige has and what is it? Amy Pascal. They have the snipers. They're like, yeah. He's seen the movie. Get him. He's the one that leaked it.
Not the snipers.
They got Punisher, man. You know they got
Pascal's out. She's over at Amazon now. She produced Project Hail Mary.
Oh, that's right. You're absolutely right. But they have the real life Punisher.
Any other final thoughts on this episode before we get out of here?
I'm just excited, man. I'm just excited. I'm looking forward. I felt like, again, and as I said in the beginning, they touched on a little bit of everything for me. I'm excited to see how much further BB takes it. I'm excited to see how much more distracted Matt Murdock can get. I mean, is this foggy flashback thing going to be like the Tony Stark going into space thing, where now he cannot fight at 100% because he's fully held back by every time he fights, somebody gets hurt close to him. So I think there's so many things to look forward into, and I think it was they're 2 for 2. They're 2 for 2. MCU is 2 for 2 with Daredevil episodes for me. my final thoughts.
One other thing that we didn't really bring up, but Heather Glenn is back. She sucks now, and she's still tormented by Muse. But Jam, any other final thoughts?
That was actually my final thought. One thing I love is that, like in the comics, Muse kind of has like hell kind of powers, like where he can keep coming back through people by tormenting them or taking them over and possessing them and making them do like evil things like him and stuff like that. And so that was something I really like that they're kind of playing on, is that she's so like kind of like PTSD. She has so much trauma from the Muse stuff, right? But now it's like possessing her. And so I love that we're somehow still getting Muse in that way. I thought that was a really interesting way to kind of not, because everything doesn't have to be comic accurate to the T, right? But it's a good way to kind of give that essence of the characters like powers a little bit while making it more grounded in a realistic MCU setting for Born Again season 2. So yeah, that's like my final thing.
Damon, one of our co-hosts, wasn't able to join us, very busy with work, but he wanted me to share his prediction is that this season will end with Matt finally getting arrested. He says, I'm not sure if Fisk will unmask him, even though he already knows, but he thinks Fisk will kind of come up on top, Matt will be arrested, and this will be how we get Daredevil Elektra as Daredevil in season 3. We got Stu Pat saying they want Madison to show up in this show. And Carlos wants us to bring up Matthew Lillard, who, of course, we touched on early on. Great performance working under the CIA for Val, keeping an eye on Kingpin. Ultimately, as Carlos said, shout out Matthew Lillard for playing Annoying Man.
I got one other thing. It's interesting, though, because we see in the Brand New Day trailer that the mayor of New York is giving the key to Spider-Man, and it's what's her name?
I mean, we don't know she's the mayor. That could just be his assistant still.
That's fair.
That's fair. That's okay. That's fair. That was my only thing. That's fair.
But definitely worth noting that Fisk's assistant is the one handing him a key to the city.
But like, I do like the idea of Fisk beating, because like we mentioned earlier, it's kind of like a game of chess for them, right? Like they kind of like are playing the Magneto and Xavier thing of chess with all of New York, right now. Daredevil, Matt Murdock, and Wilson Fisk, Kingpin. And so I think it's interesting that Daredevil has a win right now in their long-handed rivalry, whereas Wilson doesn't have one, right? And so, or not like a real one, because like Foggy wasn't Vanessa. I mean, Foggy wasn't Wilson; it was Vanessa, right? Like, and so I feel like between them two, like taking down the Empire and everything, like Daredevil's beat him already once.
You could say I always mess up on his name, White Tiger. You could say
Hector,
that was a win for Hector.
Dang, you could also say Ben Urich was a win too. Now that I think about it, you could say that too. I mean, they to be fair, they have like
kind of as a win.
Yeah, they have this long-standing like win and losses thing. But I think my point is that it's like I could see, to Damon's point, I don't know about the Elektra becoming Daredevil thing, because that would just come out of nowhere, respectfully. But like,
Elodie Young's been posting on Instagram. She's getting buff.
Yeah, but they gotta like slide. You know what I'm saying? They gotta just. It can't just be Matt is gone and then out of nowhere this is
as far as we know, she's still dead.
That, you feel me? Like I think
she's
I do like the idea
by the hand in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yo, call TJ. Clip that.
Oh my god.
Clip that. That's great. That's a great theory. I actually really, really, really like that theory a lot, bro.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's a mic drop.
Yo.
For more great theories, Elektra will be the leader of the hand, says Stu in chat. For more great theories, tune in next week, every Tuesday, immediately after Daredevil Born Again ends. Next week, they're dropping 2 episodes, not 1, but 2. So we'll be talking 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern time, breaking down both of those episodes immediately when they're done. Next Monday, we'll be talking about the finale of Paradise Season 2. We'll be talking Invincible on Wednesday, the Comic Corner on Thursday. Stay tuned because we got a lot of great stuff coming. So when you're hitting the like button on this video, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, wherever you get your pods, And you can find us on socials at Agents Fandom on TikTok and Twitter, Agents of Fandom everywhere else. You can find my full review of Daredevil Born Again Season 2 up on agentsfandom.com. Jam, time for the plugs. Where can the people find you? What do you got going on?
Yes, man. You could check me out at Jam Session right here. You see it. Just replace the E with an X in session. You could check out my podcast, Journey Across Media, all on YouTube. And I'm on like a hiatus with the pod right now. I'm trying to do this revamp, get everything rebranded. So I have no idea what the next episode I'm going to talk about is. But I got right now, my latest episode was recapping A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. You can see all my little shorts. They're like quick interviews of my time at GalaxyCon, just asking people around the con some questions. And that's pretty much like all my socials right now is going to be like a bunch of GalaxyCon content for like the next week or so. So make sure you tap in there with me, man. Jam Session, just replace the E with an X.
Trippy, it's been a pleasure to meet you, pleasure to podcast with you. Where can the people find you on socials? And if you got anything you want to plug, let them know.
Thank you for having me, TJ. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I've watched you guys, I read you guys, so it's been great to be on. Jam, as far as GalaxyCon, great cosplays, by the way. But I'm a musical artist, creative. I live stream a lot as well on YouTube now. So I belong to the Highest Basement Collective, independent label in Philadelphia. So you can check us out at Highest Basement on Instagram or Twitter. You can follow me at Lord Trippy _ on Instagram, Twitter, on YouTube. I haven't been live streaming in a while because I'm working on a big Halo stream-thon. It's going to be my first streamathon. So I'm working on getting a Master Chief suit and doing a big stream-thon on that. And Apple Music, stream my music, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, Lord Trippy. I dropped an album last year called No Hentai in Heaven. I'm working on a new album called Trippy Season 2, which is a sequel to my first project. My whole label is dropping a collective outfit. We got a R&B artist, punk band, underground rap, pop stars, house DJs. We're an independent collective, one of the biggest in Philadelphia, and we're just trying to make art and keep art alive because it's a dying thing. But as long as artists keep feeding and keep staying in the loop, even this art form of people getting together, watching TV, being fans of things, and then expressing, talking about it, just continuing to keep art at the forefront because it's one of the most important things we can have. So that's me.
Beautifully said. Check out Trippy's music. Check him out on socials. And stay tuned for the third album, Trippy Born Again. It's coming. Thank you.
Executive produced by TJ.
Yeah, exactly. Just like little name by and just like tiny font. Tiny font on the hard copy. Thank you so much, everyone who tuned in live after the fact. We appreciate you. Help us grow this community. Tell a friend. Tell your parents. Tell your nieces and nephews. Tell your pets. Whoever you want to tell. Let them know about the show. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in.
Tell your stuffed animals.
Tell your stuffed animals. On behalf of myself, Jam, and Trippy, we'll see you next time. Peace.